realizing that it may be easier to negotiate with the imps after reducing their numbers. Sadly tells Nebo that they cannot help Nebo, as putting Dino in danger is not an option. Dino offers the path to protect their spell to shield them, but Nebo refuses, expressing concern about exposing Dino to another frightening experience. However, Dino agrees, saying that if collective will fulfill Dio's plan and save everyone, they are willing to do it. Nebo talks to her younger brother, reassuring him that they will be safe and emphasizing that she won't lie to them. Nebo is overjoyed and hugs Neo, who expresses trust in Neo's plan. Nino is moved by Neo's words and agrees to assist. The scene then shifts to the forest, where Neo's father and his companions reach the imp's cave. Neo's father expresses determination to do everything to save Neo. They notice children running in fear of the imps. Assures his father that he didn't abandon the children in Wolver's cave. Fatima could clearly hear the voices of the two girls through the magic of song. The girls continued running in front of the monsters. One of them caught by someone among the people. At that moment, the remaining soldiers raised their swords against them. Docile, although this was part of the plan devised by Nefertiti. He then commanded the soldiers to return to their land, and she was overjoyed that everything was going according to plan. Nefertiti was confident that the monsters would not attack if they believed there were others inside. Confronted by a large and wicked monster, he was sure they were not for dialogue. Suddenly, the father of Nefertiti, along with his soldiers, stood before the monsters. As the leader of the monsters, surprised the two soldiers with his enormous size. Suddenly, the monsters spoke, telling the humans to leave if they wanted children back. Nefertiti's father appeared and said it was rare to encounter monsters. Suddenly, the monster expressed anger and declared that they would return Nefertiti. In the face of this anger, Nefertiti was shocked to see her father in such a state. She didn't expect all of this to happen. Her father then unleashed the fire spell on the African monster, but it had no effect as Nefertiti continued with a protective intent. As her father realized that she was present and had used magic to shield the monster, he instructed her to leave immediately, addressing her as Nefertiti. She was greatly surprised and apologized, admitting that her secret was exposed. Her father, unsure but wanting to avoid conflict, asked her to come closer and reassured her that he wouldn't be angry with his magic. Nefertiti came out and apologized to her father. He was astonished when he told her to hurry and come closer to his father. And when he reassured that he had embraced his daughter and she approached him, he signaled to his followers to kill the monster, the genie. Indeed, the three soldiers quickly fired 3 shots to eliminate him. However, Nefertiti commanded Sword to protect the genie. Hastily, she intervened and stood in front of the genie monster, telling them that she would not allow them to kill him. Her father was surprised by this, especially considering that she harbored Nefertiti informed him that the genies had been destroyed by demons, driven away, and left no choice but to come. She pleaded with her father to listen and believe. Eventually, her father agreed not to harm them if he insisted and she felt guilty. Nefertiti then checked on Rhino and Neo, and they reassured her that they were unharmed. Suddenly, Nefertiti's flying creature, Nox, appeared in the sky with tension and extreme fear, indicating an imminent danger. Fatima looked around and noticed some monsters emerging with glowing eyes, recalling her father's warnings about reports of both genies and kobolds. And she asked Zal for some light, and instantly he illuminated a large flame. The monsters gathered together for protection. Suddenly, the gigantic monster appeared, revealing itself to be the frost spider, but they realized that it was an imminent threat. What would Nefertiti do with this monster? This is something we will find out in the next episode. We hope you continue to follow us, and we ask anyone who has completed the video to leave a comment, sharing their thoughts on the channel. Your feedback encourages us to continue bringing you new content. In a thrilling episode, after Nefertiti was kidnapped by the demon army, they showed unexpected compassion towards her and other humans, intending to care for them rather than harm. Later, Nefertiti's father and his group arrive at the cave of the demon army. Nefertiti explains the misunderstanding and that they didn't harm her. Suddenly, they notice a massive creature approaching from afar, the frost spider. Everyone is surprised by its presence in that location. Nefertiti senses that the spider is extremely hungry and is about to devour them. In those moments, the king of the genies approaches the spider and Nefertiti is terrified. However, her father advises her not to intervene as it spider cutting down a tree to crush the Genie King, but he skillfully avoids it. The spider then covers him in ice, turning him green, but the Genie King withstands it with his arm. He leaps onto the spider's back, surprising everyone with his strength. After a powerful punch, he seemingly defeats the spider and blood splatters everywhere. Just as the Genie King catches his breath, the spider, surprisingly, is not dead. It rises again, jumping onto the Demon King and shocking everyone. In a moment of suspense, it appears that the Demon King might have succumbed to the enormous weight. However, after a few tense seconds, he lifts the massive spider as if lifting weights and hurls it away. Taking another deep breath, the Genie King thanks Nefertima for her concern. She notices something strange about the female spider. It seems to be in extreme distress, using her ability to understand animal language. Nefertima hears the spider seeking help to protect her child. Nefertima then sees the little spider woman, realizing that the mother was afraid for her offspring and wanted to protect her. The mother spider dies, and Nefertima sheds tears, approaching the grieving baby spider to comfort it. Her father comes over, telling her that survival is for the strongest, saying, "Stay strong, Emma. This is the cycle of life, and it is God's will. Each has their appointed time to live and die, and there is nothing we can do but accept it," her father says. He embraces her, and Nima expresses her wish to save the spider but couldn't. She cries, surprising her father and the others. She tells her father that she wanted to become stronger to ensure all living beings live happily in their respective habitats. Now, her goal is not just about herself, but to help others like the spider. Her father reassures her and commends her compassion. Suddenly, a bright yellow light emerges from the firefly, transforming into a human. Naima is astonished, and her father explains that it's an evolution. The firefly, confused, asks what happened. Nima, equally puzzled, tells him she doesn't know. She informs him that she can always rely on Soul. Soul explains that the firefly has evolved, and the dragon reveals that in the hierarchy of humans, the firefly is at the highest rank and can't evolve further. Nima notes that he somewhat resembles humans, and Soul reveals that those who live in Hun and Zayat have humanoid bodies and horns. He requests to see her, promising to visit tomorrow. Nima relays the message to her father, who becomes extremely agitated, instructing them to give the firefly some clothes. The firefly puts on the clothes, and Nima hugs him, thanking him for saving her. Her father is emotional, asking her to stay away as it's bedtime for young girls. The insect approaches Nima, asking if she wants to sleep with her or return to her mother for the floor. The bug comes close to Nima, questioning if Nima wants to sleep with her or go back to her mother. The insect climbs onto Nima's shoulder, and she joyfully names it Gracious. Suddenly, a bright light emanates from the bug, displaying a strange symbol. Nima is astonished, and the next morning she washes her face. The firefly instructs his followers to carry the spider, warning them of its venomous fangs. Approaching Nima, the firefly assures her that if the humans follow their plan, they will be a hindrance to it. Then Nino and Pino arrive, and Nima welcomes them. She tries to fix the boy's hair, and they all laugh. Feeling hungry, Nino and Pino go to eat, while a soldier informs Nima that the little rabbit is recovering well, bringing her immense joy as it is a healing charm that succeeded excellently. Her father approaches her and tells her that she is very intelligent, understanding the responsibility that comes with raising a pet. He suggests that the rabbit should stay where it belongs. Nima asks if she can't keep it, and her father explains that when wild animals are kept by humans, it distorts their nature. They lose their caution and become unable to protect themselves, resembling ripples on water. Listen, if she takes the rabbit with her, it will create a small ripple in the world, interacting with other ripples, either consuming or being consumed. This will impact the world, as every phenomenon shapes the world, no matter how small or large. All these ripples affect the world in one way or another, and someday it will come back negatively. Therefore, the fewer ripples in the world. When there are no ripples, it means the world is at peace. Nima thinks to herself that she is content with just petting and enjoying the soft roar of animals, but she will leave them now to avoid any problems. Indeed, she leaves the small rabbit to go on his way, apologizing for the harm they caused. She assures him that she will come back another day to play with him. She wants to go home to play with Knox and Jean, who are waiting for her there. Later, Nefertima talks to her father about the baby spider. When he sees it, he is shocked because it is not just an animal. It is a monster. Moreover, the fact that it is black means it is unique to transport now resembling a human, asks if she knows the difference between an animal and a monster. Nefertima replies that the main difference lies in whether they are intelligent or not, a distinction her friend Dan mentioned before. He can differentiate between animals and monsters based on their intelligence. The humanoid figure bluntly responds that monsters are failures and flawed creations. Nefertima doesn't understand that and asks him to explain. He clarifies that demons are flawed copies of humans, and frost spiders are also flawed spiders. Most monsters are weak, and to become a stronger monster, one needs to gain a specific name. When someone powerful acknowledges them, the world recognizes them as an individual. Only then can they use magic and receive blessings from spirits. Nefertima realizes that names hold great importance in this world. Curious about his name, she asks the transformed firefly, but he admits he doesn't have one. This surprises Nefertima because of his immense power, making her feel a sense of jealousy. The half-human explains that the arachnoid has a mark on its forehead, signifying it has a name. Nama proudly reveals that its name is Brewing. However, her father becomes upset, and she quickly apologizes, explaining she didn't mean any harm. Her father reassures her
I'm looking in the mirror, so
Brasa
foggy,
with
but I've
them,
never seen
they would bring
clearer.
her great
I don't
joy.
really think anyone
As
can
they
save me,
prepare
and
to
honestly,
leave,
I'm not really sure I want
transformed
saving.
boy
I like to
informs
be
them that
my own
everything is
worst
ready.
enemy. There's no
Nima
risk if you don't
expresses
try
her
at anything,
satisfaction
so
that
I'ma
they've
just
grown
keep
their party,
buying
but
everything.
also
See you in the next
acknowledges
life,
that
to be
everything
a
has
better
come to
me.
an end.
Don't think that my head's
The
on straight, gotta
transformed
flip
voice
it and
speaks
grip it
to
and
the
go and get an
demons,
x-ray.
instructing them not
What's
to
wrong
leave
with
the
me? I
cave.
just feel weight pushing
If
on my
something
chest and it's
happens,
squeezed
they
till I
won't be able to help
suffocate.
them
Better
out.
change my mindset,
Before
meditate.
leaving,
It's pretty
Naima
cool that I'm
mentions
alive and
that
have
with
better
everything
days.
that has
I could
happened,
walk, see,
the
hear, I
party
should
has
celebrate.
grown
Think I
larger
could
than
change
when
my
they
mind,
started.
maybe elevate.
Now, it's all over, and they'll return to the village. They plan to visit the city to pray at Nebo and Kino. Naima asks them about their residences, and they reply that they live in the Iron District.
I'm kinda stuck between a rock and a hard place.